Mi Pikachu, pues yo te elijo. Siempre apunto a lo fijo. Por eso estoy contigo. Y porque la pasamos genial. Es un castigo. Es solo que conmigo encontraste tu abrigo. Y por ahí encontraste algo más. Tú lo sabes. No nos desviemos del caso. Solo tú y yo, mujer. Tú eres perfecta, tú eres mi caro. Y yo puedo ser tu nena. Sé que tú quieres más de eso. Flaca, tírame ese hueso. Que él no te dio lo que te di. Y no solo hablo del sexo. Lo que yo te di. Baby, te quiero para mí. Tomando y viendo Netflix.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
Se trata solo de fluir. Baby, te quiero para mí. Tomando y viendo Netflix. No se trata de sentir. Se trata solo de fluir.
Hit the refresh button.
El instinto nos des... Que esa noche juntico no quería. Que las ganas bebé nos quemaría. Pero no fue así. Vamos lento, ya. Que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya. Y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya. Dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos a jugar. Ella sabe que quiero a mi mamacita. Ella también quiere que seamos felices. Ella, la que se apresura a la vueltica. Ella es sin timidez. Como la ves no le importa dónde y cuándo. No hay nada no hecho, no soy el que la mando. Nunca lo seré, su carácter no es de niña, que la puede controlar cualquiera. Y me encanta, yo lo sé. Independiente, vamos lento y verás. Y me encanta, yo lo sé. Independiente, vamos lento y verás. Vamos lento, ya. Que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya. Y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya. Dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela. Y vamos los 7 días de la semana. Te doy de mañana. Mi consejo sabes que no es. Te doy el desquite. Quites todas esas ganas que te tengo, mujer. Todo el mundo sabe que tú y yo somos más que panas. Pero nos vamos lento, que el que se apura no llega a nada, no llega a nada, nada. Y me encanta, yo lo sé. Independiente, bebé, vamos lento y verás. Y me encanta, yo lo sé. Independiente, vamos lento y verás. Vamos lento, ya. Que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya. Y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya. Dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela.
I know that I just met you, but you look, oh girl, you blow my mind. I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me, but I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just start for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dream. Talking to me. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you. I just wanna see you.
I saw you from the beginning. You were clearly out of my league. You didn't look at where I was standing. I thought that we would never meet. But here we are now, two restless souls, lost in a room full of strangers. I wanna wash that sad look from your face, and maybe you can keep me away from dangers. Let's sneak out together, baby, and spend some time, just you and me. I wanna set you free when no one else is there to see. Everybody knows you're a lady, yeah. But your eyes are telling me that there is more to see. Let's make our own destiny. Let's sneak out together, baby. Yeah. Please, baby. This evening will soon be over, and we'll be back in the roles we played. Always caught in the charades of life, longing for a sweeter day. But this can be our moment. Let's seize it here and now. Let's leave this room full of strangers. Oh, you'll wash this sad look from my face, and I'll keep you away from dangers. Let's sneak out together, baby. Oh, and spend some time, just you and me. I wanna set you free when no one else is there to see. Everybody knows you're a lady, yeah. But your eyes keep telling me that there is more to see. Let's make our own destiny. Let's sneak out together, baby. Yeah. It's all I wanna do. Oh, hey, hey. I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Oh, I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Hey. Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Oh.
Woo! What's going on? What's going on?
You cannot say what's wrong or right. It's not hard to fool me. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yeah.
Good Friday night. Apologize for the technical difficulties. But some strange reason we're having we had a system update. So we'll try to get through it. To the edge of it all. You like these? These are called the Silver Fox. Let's get a close-up on those. They look really, really good outside. All right, what's going on, people? What's going on? What is going on? Shout out to the CIA, the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love, FBI. Feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies. Candle of the evening is going to be none other than Lullaby, the original cult classic, Santal 26. Santal 26, I love that candle. Santal 26, then the backup, depending on how long the show goes. You know, I try to switch them out every 40 minutes to an hour. That's about as much as you should burn your candle to keep it healthy so it won't warp and all that other stuff. Santal 26. My other favorite candle, Laurier 62. This is just how a man's house should smell. Lullaby classifies this candle as a hot mess. This stuff is dope. Let's see, another one I like to burn, Cade 26, which is like the big brother to that one. But in the morning, I burn either Cologne 17. And if they have it, you know, Petty Grain, 21. But the cult classic, just back in stock. Anybody who knows anything about candles will tell you a fig candle is almost standard. Between Lullaby and Diptyque, I like their fig candle and I like their fig room spray. Yeah, baby. So as we get into this, go ahead and light that candle. Make sure you light your candle correctly. Put a flute over it to make sure the air or whatever doesn't throw the wick off. That's one of the main problems. Even change, you guys will notice the background pictures will change. I own that actual pair of glasses. So, what's the topic tonight? Before we get into that, I am so sorry. I am sorry. My bad. Shout out to the Patreons, the people who keep this show going. Give yourself a pat on the back. What's up to the moderators? Doesn't throw the wick off. That's one of the main problems. You guys do a great job at keeping the madness down to a minimum. Nothing's perfect. We do the best we can. Let's see. So if there are any issues on that, all right. You guys see the title of the show. Before I get into it, I want your age, your gender, and your city. Because Atlanta, apparently something happened for the first, I did not know this is a thing, but I'm still relatively new to Atlanta. And I was out at Neiman Marcus today. And the difference between yesterday and today was incredible. It was like 11 million black folks just showed up. They got security. You can't get, you can't move without a sales rep. They had originally just gone from appointment only to you could be free flowing in Neiman Marcus as long as you had on your face mask and stuff. But today they brought in damn near National Guard level kind of stuff. And what happened is apparently a large group of black folk came in from the Philadelphia area. I guess they just do that this time of the year. And they were everywhere. So if you have never been to Philadelphia, Philadelphia is a different place. And you got all that Philadelphia energy down here. Right after the pandemic, right after the, what happened to those students? Right after what happened to that man? I was in and out. So let's see what we got in here. We got Charlotte in the house, Boston, Atlanta, H-Town, Cleveland. What else did I see in there? Trinidad, Columbus, Baton Rouge, Beaufort, D.C., Wichita, Shocker Country, Sacramento. Okay. You guys can see. I also want to let you guys know something too. Apparently, this channel is on YouTube's hit list. I woke up today and like my entire every video I had regarding black anything. See, it's funny. YouTube says they're going to give $100 million to support black content. But then if you're a content creator, if you put man in the title or men, but if you put black in front of it, automatically demonetized. Doesn't matter what you say. You put women in the title of it, if you put black in it, automatically demonetized. Then you got to go through this whole procedure and this and that. These people went back through my catalog and just said, oh no. Now, if you can say it on HBO, I'm like, anyway, just know that there's a concerted effort to try to change the way we flow. And if you guys want to keep seeing this kind of show, you're going to have to support it. YouTube ain't paying for it. They've made it really clear. They want to pay for it. They wanted more Marcus Brownlee. Shout out to him. They want more, let's just say, they want more Steve Harvey kind of content. No, there's no abbreviate. They went back, Be Smooth. I'm talking about a month ago, 2 months ago. Stuff that had already been reviewed and passed. Then you hear somebody go back and say, we manually reviewed it. I'm talking about things that had no cursing in it. No cursing. Nothing rude. Pre-recorded. X. See, the CEO can say one thing, but their AI, their bots have to catch up to it. But until they start hiring and putting people in those seats that aren't left-leaning, feminist kind of people, that's what it is. But let's keep it going. Black people have to make their own platform. There already is a black platform. It's not black people gotta, let's understand something. Black people, black men, the only reason black men gotta make their platform, no, black men gotta come out of their wallet and support it. Don't get me started on this. Because it's not about we need this law change or that law change or this or that. No, we got plenty of stuff right now. We need black people to support black dollars. Let's go watch Claude Anderson, Powernomics, read the book, First Level. I'm going to go into my thing because I'm sorry. I am sorry. Too old to be acting like this. Too old to be acting like this. Hey, man, let's take, I'm going to need you to take, no, we don't do that in the chat room, Young J, 216. No. I'm going to need you to remove that comment. None of that. None of that in my chat room. Not the J word. Black folk. Black men. Black women. You're too old to be acting like this, man. Too old to be acting like this. Y'all saw the tag on the up there, and when you saw the tag up there with Leslie Jones, regardless as to what you think of her and her acting or her comedy, one thing you know is Leslie Jones is a black woman. How old is Leslie Jones? Anybody? Let's see. How old is Leslie Jones? Leslie Jones. How old is Leslie Jones? Anybody know offhand? Leslie Jones, born in 1967. So she is 6 feet tall. She is 52. I want to ask you guys a question. If you type in all caps, you type in all caps, you're going to be timed out too. I need you guys to type like you have some sense. I need black men and black women. Black women, question for you. What age makes a black man middle-aged? Black women. What age makes an ADOS black man middle-aged? And black men, what age makes an ADOS black woman middle-aged? I want the men to tell me at what age women become middle-aged, and I want the women to tell me at what age men become middle-aged. Okay. I want you guys to look at this. The first thing I saw was 52, 50, 51, 53, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 78, 49. I need, that's how old she is. That's how old she is. That's how old, okay, y'all were giving me Leslie Jones's age. Okay, here we go. 30, 35, 30, 45, 45, 35, 45, 35, 40 for women, 40 for women, 35. Okay, I'm seeing consistently about 35 for women, but you're not answering for men. And it looks like for men, I'm seeing 45. Now, here's what I'm going to have to go ahead and do to all of y'all. Where the hell did y'all go to school? Where in the hell did y'all go to school? Where? Where did y'all go to school? What does middle age mean? What does middle age mean? Where'd y'all go to school? This is not a feelings thing. Let me explain something. This is what I need you guys to understand. The life expectancy for African American men is 68.8, and for women is 77.7. 68.8. And we're going to round it down. When we do life expectancy, we don't give an extra year. No. When we do life expectancy, we round down. 68 is the life expectancy for ADOS black man. ADOS black woman, life expectancy 77. So, how do you get to middle age? Well, a numerate person would just say, take the age, divide by 2. Take the age, divide by 2. Take the age, divide by 2. That's how you get to middle age. Middle age for a black man is 34. A middle age for a black woman, 77. So we're up to 36 and a half, 37. So let me ask you guys a question. Do you think 34-year-old, let's say 34, let's take it back. 35, we'll give you 35 for men, even though it's really 34, but we'll give you 35. Do you think 35-year-old black men act like they're middle age? Do you think 37-year-old black women act like they're middle age? Let me make it a whole point. Do black people act their age? Let me put an even finer point on it. What are black people's issues with age? Because here's one thing you hear often in the black community: this rampant ageism. Oh yeah, we're going there. We are going there. But I want you to understand, you don't hear it from 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds. The people in the black community that have the biggest problem with age is the people who are middle age. People in their mid-30s still holding on to their youth. You too old to be acting like this. Uh-oh. 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 How many black men do you know who are middle-aged black men still talking like we're young men, we're this, we're that? Let me tell you, if you're 40 and you're a black man, you're not a young man. You're officially you're Generation X. Generation X, 1965 to 1980. If you ever hear a black man talking about he's young anything and he's 40 plus, go ahead and give him a slap. Give him an air slap. Give him an air slap. If you're 40, you're not a young man. Take off the Jordans, take off the t-shirts, take off the new, you stop trying to vibe with the kids on the new Snapchat. You grew up in a world where TV went off, cable didn't exist, Atari 2600, ColecoVision, and all that stuff. But far too often, I am seeing middle-aged black people acting young. You too old to be this immature. Arrested Development. I started to say, you too old to be getting arrested. But I was like, nah, don't troll them. But too old. Why is it that we have so many black folks who are middle-aged who will sit there and argue with you? I ain't middle-aged. Life expectancy of a black man is 68. You're 34. You middle-aged. Oh no, old fella, I'm a young. No. You're 41. No, we the new block. You're 40. 40. Let's just start right here. 40 ain't never been young for nothing. So definitely anywhere in the world, especially in this country, if you're on the other side of 35, young man don't need to come nowhere out of your mouth. You are middle age. You're too old to be acting like this. Why is this a problem? Well, because you got a lot of middle-aged people still talking, acting, and moving like there are young millennials and zennials when you are late millennials and Generation X. You know, the funniest thing I used to see when I was growing up is seeing the old man in the club. The dude that came in and he dyed his hair, what was left, and he had his shirt down with the gold chains, and tanned up, and it's like, I'm like, bruh, let it go. Let it go. But why? But yet he would still be trying to do all that. And the thing is, he wouldn't be trying to do all that with a Ferrari in the parking lot. He'd be trying to do all that with a deuce and a quarter out there. No, bruh. You work second shift at the plant and you trying to pull this off. You ain't Hugh Hefner. Why is it that we have a problem in the Black America? In my title, I said, in another life, these busybodies would have been settled down by now. I said it. You're too old to be out here acting like this, acting like you're a young man, acting like you're a young woman. Why are you out here? Because you're single, unmarried, and in another life, in another generation, your old middle-aged ass would have been settled down somewhere. But yet you up in the mix everywhere you go, starting shit, causing shit. And then when a younger person comes along, first thing you want to do is start telling them stories about how shit was back in your day. No. You in their spot. You had your time in the club. It's the hip hop club. Now it's time for you to move over to the lounges. Clubs are over. Why is this relevant? Because I hear this going on far too often on YouTube. Guys in their late mid 30s to 40s talking like they're in their teens and 20s, especially when it comes to dating and mating. If you're 35 or 40 years old, you're middle age. I am. Why do black people have such a hard time embracing middle age and maturity? Why? I know the country prizes, I know the West, the United States prizes youth. But as with anything, we take it to an extreme. Too old to be acting like this, bruh. See, I put a woman up there because I knew a lot of people would key in on a woman saying she's too old to be acting like this. We're going to get to them in a minute. But how are you going to be out here acting the way you do, moving the way you do with this antisocial leanings, this fight the power mentality? I find that middle-aged busybodies start the most shit. When in another life, they would have to be in bed by now because they got to get up and cut the grass in the morning. I said it. God damn it. I said 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 it, David Johnson. I said it. David Johnson, do you know what I'm talking about? So let's just say you happen to be like me and you're a twice divorced man. Okay. But you don't see me running around here trying to relive my college years. I think it's interesting I think it's telling when I have so many black men ask, man, why do you walk around in a suit? And these are middle-aged men. Fuck you mean why I walk around in the suit? Better question is, why do you got on a jersey and some sneakers and your hat turned to the back? Talk about bro, cuz. I'm like, wait a minute, where's all this? You're not 20. Talking like bro, for real bro, hey bro, what? Every generation has their lingo. Every generation has their slangs, their catchphrases, and you move on. See, we used to like that. Like when I was coming up in the 80s, people talk about keep on trucking. 70s had their own disco thing, and you would laugh at the 70s because you're in the 80s now. Then the 90s laughed at the 80s. The 2000s laughed at the 90s. But it's like, well, wait a minute. If you're 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, you supposed to be over on this side. You too old to be acting young. When we gonna grow up? Arrested Development. I love video games. I've been a gamer since Atari came out. Pong. I owned an Atari when the first game. Boom, 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 boom. But but things, unless you are it's time to everything in its place. Why is this important? Because I'm hearing too many older, middle-aged people starting too much shit. You shouldn't be this. You shouldn't be this much in the mix. Remember, Minister Society, Old Dog and Kane. Then they had Wax. He an OG, man. He done so much dirt. He just like watching people do dirt. That's where you're supposed to be getting to. You want to tell OG stories, get OG status, but roll like a young man. You're not. But why is that? Well, honestly, we got a problem with age in this culture. This is something that is extreme in Black America. Now, let's talk about the men's side of it. How many men do you see who are middle-aged men who, if they were not Black, they would be carrying themselves differently, speaking differently, dressing differently, moving differently? I mean, I go out here in Atlanta, in Oklahoma, and I see the same thing. Middle-aged men dressing, acting, talking like teenagers and adolescents. Why? But then you ask a question, first thing will be, oh man, I got paper, I got this, I got that. Well, why don't you act like it? Why don't you dress like it? Why don't you move like it? Why is this problematic? Because you gonna talk about the women for not doing it. You want the middle-aged women to, they should have grown out of their thought phase or this or that. Well, you first. I made several videos on YouTube saying how older men have no right to talk to younger men who are not their sons like they're your son. I saw a lot of that on YouTube. Older men my age and older, get into a debate with somebody and then want to pull age rank. And yeah. No, it's not cool. Even if you feel right, it's not cool. My personal opinion, it's not cool. We know what it is in the Black community. Most of us are raised without fathers. So what, you want to pull age rank on a dude that didn't grow up with a father? No, you don't win. You don't win arguments with the youth through your words. You win through your actions. Law number 9, show your work. Why is this important? Well, the middle-aged men, 35 plus, hashtag show your work. That's how you win. You're too old to be acting like this. Too old to be acting like, we're going to cut over here and diss over here and snap over here and roast over there and da-da-da-da. No, man, no. That time is past. Leave it to the next group. We got more shit to handle. But that's the problem. See, that's the problem. The stuff where other groups of middle-aged men and women would be doing, this is the problem. This is why I'm going to bring the women into it. Ladies, you're too old to be acting the way you do. Running around here, hot girl summer. I mean, think about when you see Fox Soul, Vivica Fox, Claudia Johnson, and y'all feeling me, and Lisa Ray. Don't y'all see a bunch of old women and be like, y'all are 40 and 50 years old. Y'all should have been somebody's grandma by now. Almost somebody's grandma. What are you talking about? We going to Italy for? I mean, is it me? Is it just me, or did somebody sit back and see Vivica Fox and Claudia Johnson or whatever talking about, oh girl, you can't swear off men right now. We got to go to Italy. Vivica's like 52, right? Somebody put Vivica's age in there. Vivica Fox age 50 fucking 5. This is gonna get censored. 50 fucking 5. Really? What a 55-year-old woman talking about going to Italy? You what, you gonna run up there with some replenish? This whole black don't crack because we look younger. Yeah, I went through my phase. Every aging person goes through a phase to where they want to dye their hair, put the Beijing. Shout out to Spice Adams. He does a great skit talking about men's Beijing addiction. And where you'll dye your hair, dye your beard. That shit gets old, man. Now, there are times that I will do it But usually when I do it though, it's for a photo shoot or a video shoot, something to where the photographer, videographer, or it needs to be done for that particular piece of content. But I stopped doing it. Why? Everyone goes through this cycle. Some people go into it. Some people grow. Like I started graying prematurely. Well, prematurely. Yeah, late 30s. So that's not premature. It was pretty much premature because most people start graying around 39. I was 35. But I like being the silver fox. Silver fox glasses. I like it. Matter of fact, when I turned 40, my 40th year was better than any year on the planet. And young black men, well, a lot of young black men will have a hard time believing that. And I've lived every decade to the fullest. But at 40, oh my God. But I knew guys who turned 40 and they hated every minute of it. Because their years had changed, but their mentality remained the same. Their pay may have increased. Their work product may have increased. But when you saw them away from their job, when you saw how they interacted with other men and women, it was still like a combative teenager. It was still like an adolescent man trying to find his way in the world. At 40, nah, you're too old to be acting like that. You're too old to be acting like that. What is it with black folks, black men in this particular thing that we well, I'm gonna move it on. Who does anybody disagree to think that in another? I mean, Stacy-Ann, you in here? Stacy-Ann in another. Stacy-Ann, she always in here, and you know you're a lightning rod for stuff. You know, shout out to Stacy-Ann. But in another generation, in another time, Stacy-Ann would have been somebody's wife. She'd have been settled down by now. A lot of these Generation X and late millennials would have been settled down by now. Wouldn't be up on a Friday night to the tune of 1,126 folks in here throwing shit at the computer screen, telling me how wrong I am, or asking me why ain't you this or why ain't you that? I ain't looking at y'all. Young zennials and early millennials enjoy because you think it too. Like, damn, think about how you got young people, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. You got people from 21 to 26 looking at 40 plus year olds cuss each other out, roast each other. I mean, like, god dang. I mean, where, really? Too old to be acting like that. You fussing with a 22-year-old. Just because you disagree on a point. What you doing fussing with a 22-year-old when you're 57? Let him be wrong. I mean, unless you're running a platform and you're doing it, why are you're a commenter? I think it goes to a deeper issue. The reality is the 22-year-old does not have intrinsic respect for the 57-year-old. There's no respect for older black male image. The only respect the black male image has is youth. Because what is black male image? What is the respected part of black male image? His sexuality and his physicality. That's what's respected for the those black men. And those are things of youth. Your physicality and your sexuality. And when other men step into the actual captains, majors, generals, the leader roles, where they're not as physically strong or they're as virile, they become more dominant. You mean how many beta generals do you know? But how many generals do you know that are 26? That's one of the problems. If you find yourself in this position, you too old to be acting this way, it's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. Because you got all the books. You read all the books. You read the 48 Laws of Power, the Art of War. We can pull it. We can quote this, that, and that's that. But how are you acting? How are you carrying it? In everything. I have a position I've taken long ago. I don't beef. I've had people call me all kind of stuff. I'm going to continue to do it. What I look like arguing with them? I'm going to do argue with them. Go what? Go back video. You know, what is it called? Diss tracks that we're going to do. Ladies, let's get to you. Hold up. Let's see in the chat room. That should be embarrassing. Yes, it should be embarrassing. It should be embarrassing for men who know our image is in the toilet to be arguing in public. We should be embarrassed. See, we want the ladies to have shame. We want the ladies to have, we talk about, when I'm talking about bring back shame, bring back all that stuff, yeah, you're like roaster, cooker, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, but why you middle-aged walking around dressed like a little boy? Why you middle-aged walking around talking like you still on the college campus? Why aren't you doing stuff other middle-aged men do? You want the respect that those other men get. Act like them. Dress like them. Tomorrow's Suit Saturday. Put on a suit. You know how many people just said, "Oh, Negro." You know how many middle-aged black men, when I said put on a suit tomorrow, just went, pfft. You know how many men did that, black women? You know how many men did that, black women? About the same percentage as when I was at Chick-fil-A earlier, and I'm sitting there talking to the girl I always see. And I said, "Well, you know you want to get married one day." I sure do. I was like, "Well, you need to be prepared to wash your man's feet." Psst. The concept of washing her man's feet. Psst. I said, but you told me about a church to go to here. Aren't you a Christian? Yeah. I'm like, well, didn't that? What about the last of her oil and Jesus' feet? Well, didn't she do that with her hair or her tears? I'm like, what is it? It is an impossible position. Oh, well, those two things aren't equal. Good faith. See, people who understand things of good faith and are going towards it in a way that you can say, "Oh, yeah, there's some things that need to get better over here." That's where you'll take. But people who ain't going to take it in good faith, "Oh, no, those two things don't equal." I don't give a shit. Wear a suit. Put a suit on. Go out in the world and carry yourself like the middle-aged grown damn man you are. Act like it. Act like the bank account you always talk about you got. YouTube is interesting. I have met more six-figure dudes, more entrepreneur and business owners on YouTube than I have ever met in my freaking life. I've met more black men on YouTube, because that's where this little sector is right now, who are six figures, who are entrepreneurs, who are business owners, who got all this. But you know what? In 6 weeks of doing a Lions Den, Ramil and I couldn't find but a couple of guys who even sound like they had something. But don't laugh, ladies. Don't laugh. I have met more bona fide sevens who just fine as hell. Got their stuff together, but just can't find no man, can't find no husband. But they just fine as hell. Nines and I've seen more. I remember more nines and tens on YouTube who just can't seem to find no husband. Well, what are we gonna do about it? Is there even a reason to do anything about it? Well, my position that it is. Because if you care about any of the things that I hear talked about, who's watching? Who's watching? The world's watching. The youngers are watching. Hashtag show your work. Too old to be acting like this. At what age are you going to start acting like the grown damn man we say we are? At what age? Can't nobody tell me nothing. Da, 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 da. How many times you guys heard me talk about the antisocial leanings? Antisocial personality types exist, but we have far too many of them to do anything, to build anything with. So yeah, eventually, if you want to build anything with somebody, you're going to have to stop the fighting. Stop the warring. People are going to have to follow. Yep. In order for men to build a building, somebody has to be the foreman. Everyone can't take this tent, like that silly stuff that one was talking about the other day. Everyone has their turn to lead. Go watch Bear Grylls, The Island, and watch what happened when the men's island versus the women's island. The men's island, soon as they landed, they elected a leader inside the first hour. The women's island, they were still doing this lead by committee stuff 5.5 weeks into it. By the time Bear Grylls showed back up, the men had damn near invented the computer. The women had just discovered fire. Those women would have died. You can see where they planted stuff around that island. Animals don't just lay in the ground like this for you to come up and nab them. You too old to be acting like this, ladies. Y'all ain't getting off that easy. I mean, I'm started up with my brothers. We the head. But I'm going, oh no, it's your turn too. You too old to be acting like this is. You in your mid-30s, unmarried, no children. You have run your life into a ditch. Oh, that's right, because you fine and you single you single by choice. That's right. I forgot David Johnson. That's right. My bad. See, David Johnson, they are over 30, fine, single AF, but it's by choice, right? Well, this is what you do, sis. Damn with all us shiftless, not leading, no resources, beta dusty male behind everybody. Because we're all trash, David. We're all trash, right? Be smooth. We're all filled. We ain't worth nothing. We can't tell you nothing, sis. You are better than your reflection. That's right. But what you do is you tell your young sisters how to get a husband since you single by choice. Because you obviously can do it. And we're not worth listening to. So you tell them how to not be you. If they choose not to be now. If they choose not to be. Because I got to be honest. You got to be honest. What young woman, what 19, 20, 21-year-old woman that hears women 35 plus on my phone on these shows, what woman would not want to grow up to be like that? What woman wouldn't want to grow up to be like that? You know what I mean? What woman would not want to grow up to be that way? I mean, from what I understand, it's a choice. So, what you do is you tell them, these black men ain't crap. This is what you do, though, young girl. This is what you do. If you don't want to, you want to not be single by choice. You want to go ahead and be married and like them. And another time you say, they all would have been settled down somewhere. If you want to be one of them, yeah, this is what you do. This is what you do. 5% guy, you know.
What's up, Earth in the morning?
What the heck is... Right. That's what this woman is willing to do. Willing to drive you...
About that too, but that's a part of it. It's the whole thing. But I appreciate your truthfulness.
Take a break slightly.
You're presenting yourself to the world, but you also got to be realistic with where you're at. Shows, you know, that I don't know why I cut so much of that. There has to be themselves. Ladies over. Where'd you go?
Let's listen to this.
And you have no right to be in my chat room.
Yes,
Okay, so tell me the high earning black man.
I'm not talking about a one-off. I am around.
Let's listen to this.
Women typically got each other's back, but see, misery loves company, and I guarantee you.
How y'all doing?
If there was a woman, and a woman is one.
Yeah.
Size 4. Black women, you need to start calling. Gigi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, yes. I was calling because I think you are incorrect.
Okay, about what?
When you say that 5, 6, and 7s aren't able to get, or the majority of them aren't able to, get high earning men.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's incorrect. And the reason why I say that is because I have, and I'm not talking about a one-off. I am around a lot of high-earning men all the time, but I will say that these are white men. I'm not around.
Ding 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 ding. Are you black? Are you black?
Yeah, I'm black. Yes, I'm
Okay,
black.
so tell me the high earning black men that you are around who are married to 5, 6,
7s, and they picked them after they were high earning men.
Yeah, I don't know many high-earning black men. So.
So you want to tell me I'm wrong, and then tell me you don't know many high earning black men?
Oh, so you just referring to
But hold on. But no matter how you slice it, though, we can go across the board. You're trying to tell, because all my clients aren't black. Are you trying to tell me that they're high earning white men, $300,000 plus, pick 5, 6s, and 7s after? Remember this? They become high earners.
Yeah, what I'm telling you is that, like, where I live, right, I live in a high earning state. Like, I live in New York, the New York City metro area.
Okay, well
right?
then let's adjust it. Then we need to adjust it for New York. See, the $300,000, that's in Dallas, Houston, and Austin. New York is roughly 268% of the cost of living. A system update, so I want to see if there's a double back on here. So let me see, because I want y'all to listen to this call that this woman had. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Let's get the donations up. I mean, man, we ain't got nobody donating tonight, man. Come on, man. Don't make me shut it off because I'm opening it up. Yes. Where's my money? Run me my donations? What old boy say? Seriously though, man. Let's get the likes up while we get this going.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No.
So adjust that number. You're looking closer to 800,000 for New York. I lived in Manhattan for 4 years. What do you want to tell me about Manhattan?
Okay, so well, come on, the majority of the people in New York don't make 800,000.
I'm not talking about the majority of people. I said the top 10%, top 5% men.
The top 10, but if you're referring to the top 10%, not even the top 10% is making 800,000.
Top 10%, top 5% Just a second. men. Ma'am. Okay, understand something. Understand something. I lived in Manhattan for almost 5 years. I give the numbers based upon the cost of living 100%. Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Atlanta. If you watch my show, I say you're going to have to add more if you're in L.A., San Francisco, Boston, New York
top
City.
10%, top.
Right,
So I
right.
mean, so
Okay.
I'm not incorrect. So, but tell me, but what you're telling me is $300,000 on a white guy
Hmm.
is roughly around
O'Shea
75.
Linux, you
Well,
can't
it's not
type
even
in all
75.
caps.
It's roughly about three, roughly 80,000 dollars a year. If they are 80,000.
What I'm saying is that
So the point of all this is, even though I was getting on the men can take it. The men will, even the guys who don't like me, they would say, "Screw you." But the logic in a man's mind will eventually kick in. And he will say, even though I don't like that dude, I think his suits are trash. I think everything he says is ridiculous. I think he's actually a gay download porn star or whatever the silly shit you want to make up about me. Eventually, a guy will say, but you know what? This one time he said something, it was kind of right. See, men can hate each other, but we can still hear logic. Women, you can love us, you can love a man, but you can't hear logic if you don't feel it. So I need you to understand, you too old to be acting like this. See, men have to see older men, middle-aged men, older men, to give them that respect that we want from them. Do you want the younger women to be in this position? If so, you too old to be acting like this.
I like here in New York, right? I know a lot of people that make, way more money than that, or are even billionaires, right? What I'm saying is that their wives are average looking. They're not overweight women.
When
I
did
will
they
say
get
that.
their wives is a question.
I mean, in various points of their
No, no,
lives, some of
no,
them
ma'am,
did marry
ma'am,
early
ma'am,
on.
ma'am. The average millionaire, billionaire marries their wife early on. They don't marry. They don't marry their wives, average wives, after they get rich. Look, Bill and Melinda Gates are perfect for that. Come on now.
No, the people that
Okay, I
the
don't care
people that
about the people you're around, ma'am. I'm okay. Due respect, man.
they
Due
already have
respect,
money.
man. Due respect, ma'am. Due respect. Um, you may tell black women or tell women that five. Are you trying to tell women that the average 5, 6, or 7 can get a higher earning man?
What I am this is what I'm saying. I never really got to complete my complete thought. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that these women that they have married are average looking. They're facially they're average. They're not
Who are you talking,
over.
ma'am? And that's when I asked you a question. These women, and I had to clarify. See, a lot of women like you like to speak in generalities. I'm just being specific. I said, you said they're white men, not black men. I said, well, what about black men? I don't know many black men. All right, let's speak about the white men, the women that they marry. How old are you?
I'm over
And
35.
the men, and I'm over 35. She's middle age. Men you're talking about, are they in your age range?
No, a lot of them are not in my
Are
age
they
range.
younger or
No,
older?
they're older.
And have they been married for 5 years or less?
The majority of them have been married for 20 years or so.
So did you not hear when I said if you want to get one of these men, you got to get them where?
Yes, you're
What did I
correct,
say, ma'am?
Kevin. But
Where
I'm
did I
saying
say?
you're correct. Some of them did get married early on when they were in their 20s, but a lot of them did.
Some of them did get married on. Some of them did get married early on in their 20s. Some of them did get married early on in their 20s. Some of them did get married on early in their 20s. Then she turns around and says a lot of them got married later. Remember that.
Get married after
So
30.
how?
That's what I'm telling you.
All right. You can go ahead and believe Gigi if you like to. She can't even make her own point. And my question is, are you? How old is your husband?
I'm not married.
Boom. Middle-aged black woman wants to come up and argue with me that average women can get above average men in the top 5 or 10%, because they're older and they just look average. How does your husband? I don't have one. Because apparently what I was telling the women weren't about anything, right? So this is the what young women hear. So I got a question. If you young ladies, who do you want to listen to? You want to listen to Aunt Gigi or your godfather? What's your dog in this fight?
Kevin, I'm just giving you my observation
Okay,
on
you can
life.
give me your
I'm not
observation on life, but
telling
ma'am,
you.
I mean, okay, you're giving me your anecdotal opinion, and you can't even make it make sense. You came in and said I was wrong. Okay, ma'am, that's what you said. I think you're wrong. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay, when you say that, you need to come prepared to tell me what I was wrong about, and you can't even make that make sense.
Okay. I just what I was trying to explain to you was that many of these men, yes, some
Many,
of them got
many
married.
men. Okay, how about this? This is when they begin to start talking down to you. Typically, see a woman like this, what she would do, she would try to start using big words and condescend, but she knew that shit wouldn't work with me. That's why she was like, well, I can't use that trick. I can't use that tactic. The Jedi mind trick don't work. So maybe if I can just say it in a nice enough way, he'll just, instead of just saying, nope, I'm wrong. She's going to keep going down this rabbit hole. Too old to be acting like this. Many. Let's define many. What percentage of these men? What percentage of these high earning, high value men, what percentage married their wives later in life?
Okay, yeah, let's talk that. Okay, about 30% of them married their wives
30%.
after.
So 30%. 30%. I'll
Right.
give you 30%. Let's give you 30% married their wives later in life. But then the majority of them marry them when?
Prior.
So you want to tell women to bank on the majority or or the minority? Which
It's
one would
not
you want to tell
my
women?
point,
No, if you
Kevin.
were going to go advise women, would you advise them towards what the majority of people do or the minority of people do? What would you do? If you're really trying to help them.
I would
If
invite
you're really trying to help them.
I would advise them on what what is being okay. If you want to say the majority, you can say that. But what
No, no,
I'm
I'm asking
saying
what
is
would you
that
say? I'm
I
asking you
don't
what I'm
advise.
asking you what would you say? Forget what I would say. You said the majority of these men find their wives early in life. The minority find them later. If you were advising women, what would you advise them to do?
Oh, yeah, I would definitely tell them to find their husband early on in life. Yes, yes, I would tell
So
them
how
that.
am I wrong?
No, I say you're wrong when you tell five, six, and sevens that they have to settle and they can't
Ma'am,
get high
okay,
earning men.
man,
That's
oh
what I
no,
think you're wrong
no,
about.
no. This woman is actually sitting here as a 40-plus-year-old black woman trying to convince me that she knows all these rich and wealthy men and telling me that average looking below, I mean, five, six, I mean, a five is just, is a five just rises above the level of being seen in public. You don't go out in public with fours. Fives are just above dry cleaning level. You know, in by nine, out by five. Five is just at acceptable. Five is the five is the rises to the level a man would want to take a picture with you and be seen forever. Five. Seven is cute. Five is just daylight. And she's trying to say that a woman who's 5, 6 to cute can have has a shot at getting a guy who's a $300,000 a year guy here in Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, just like a 8, 9, or a 10. You too old to be acting like this. Now, is she arguing like a grown woman? A woman who has wisdom? A woman who has years of experience? Or does this sound like a petulant teenager? Stomping her feet trying to get her way. See, again, this is another some of that. Don't hurt women's feelings, don't discourage them. All right, if you were running a matchmaking agency and a 5, 6, or 7 came through the door and she was 35, would you tell her she has a great chance at finding a man who's a high earner? Or would you tell her she has what kind of chance would you tell her she has? What percentage?
If I saw a woman, it depends on
Now,
everything about her.
if she was you, in other words, she would lie to you. In other words, I said, if you were a matchmaker and you had a 5, 6, or 7 come through your door, what percentage chance would you tell her that she had to get a man in the top 10% or top 5% of men in the country? And she starts going to, well, it depends on her clothes and her perfume and her. So, in short, women, this woman would lie to you. I'm going to say it again. She would lie to you because she wants your money and does not care about your outcomes. That's what I said. She's running a business and you let somebody come through your door and you lie to them to collect that fee. You're too old to be acting like this. You're supposed to stop being this goddamn selfish in junior high or high school. I want you guys to honestly think about it. Does this sound like the women that you grew up with if you're over 40? Does this sound like your grandparents' generation? 40-year-old women? Your great-grandparents? I want you to ask yourself, does this sound like the nurturing, loving, caring, compassionate, motherly kind of the woman that would have been settled down? Or does this sound like a petulant ass kid? That's how old this woman is. I'm over 35, meaning I'm 45 or 50. I'm at least 40. At least 40.
If she's well dressed,
if she was you,
if she was me, if she was me with my personality, she might not be able to attract one because my personality is not one of those personalities.
But if you were going to attract one, what would you need to do?
She would need to be a little bit more agreeable, probably. A little bit kinder, softer.
So do you? So if she had my personality, she couldn't attract one. So, in other words, you know what you would need to do to get one of those guys, but you're not even willing to do it. But yet you're trying to tell women that it's possible. You notice how I keep going at her and she keeps getting deeper and deeper into this tar baby? You're too old to be acting like this, middle-aged black women. Because I'm going to tell you, I can take this woman and I can throw in almost anybody. I can pull anything out of my catalog and replace it with this. Am I lying? I could pull a woman out of any week of shows I've done and almost have the same conversation with older women. Younger ones, not so much. So do you think what you're telling people is, do you think what you have for women is more helpful or what I have for them?
What I have for women is helpful.
I asked you a specific question. I asked her, do you think what you have for women is more helpful or what I have? And this woman with a straight face said, what I have for women is helpful. Ladies, no men. I don't want to see any of your responses, men. Only the ladies. Ladies only. Is what this woman is saying more helpful than what I'm saying? Yes or no? That was the question. Yes or no? Yes, she's more helpful. No, she's not more helpful. Wow. Think what you have for women is more helpful or what I have for them?
I think what I have for women is more helpful.
You think what you have for women is more helpful or what I have for them?
I just told you.
You honestly believe that? Again, ladies, this is who is, again, ladies, these women are your enemy. Gotcha, bitch. These women are your enemy. They don't want a man to tell you the truth. They want you to continue to believe in sunshine and fairy tales. And when you nail her down to even her numbers, she will lie to you. She will lie. She just lied to you twice. The math is very simple. But yet, when given a choice to be honest and help her sister, her woman's sister, she was going to lie to you to be right. Avoid women like this too. Because she ain't even been, have you been married?
No, I haven't.
Not surprising. Again, no dog. Again, no dog in the fight, Gigi. No dog in the fight. You have no dog in the fight. You have no information that can help the women who want to marry these kind of men. You got.
Yes, my parents.
I don't give a shit about your opinion.
Yes,
your opinion.
My parents were married. For
I don't care about your
years.
parents. Let me tell you something, Gigi. Why I told you I don't care about your family. What I don't care about any of the shit you were talking about your family because you didn't even get it. It didn't make a difference to you. You're too old to be acting like this. I need you guys to ask yourself again, this woman is 40 plus. She's somebody's mama's age. In other generations, possibly somebody's grandmother's age. Does she sound like a nurturing, loving female? Would you want Miss Gigi to bake you cookies or pie? Would you want to eat Miss Gigi's chicken? What is loving or comforting about any of this? Too old to be acting like this. Women who have this kind of personality like this, when are you going to stop fighting? You're too old to keep fighting. Give up. Quit. You're beaten. Submit. Tap out. Throw in the towel. I said you. I said you. I said you. I said you.
Do you know why?
I said you. Again, black woman's pathology, shame, insults, guilt, and the biggest one, say it with me now, the need to be right. This woman is going to argue for the next hour to try to be right. When even her own argument, she undercut it. Avoid these kinds of women too. Young sisters, young women. These women are not here to help you. She came up here and told me, I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong by telling the average 5, 6, or 7 woman that she cannot land a high value man because of the people I know in my area. I know lots of guys like this and like that. Oh, but there are white guys. Ask her about black guys. I don't know any black guys. All right. They're making $300,000 or more. Find out where you live. In New York. Oh, we need to adjust that up to be on the same level. Well, not a lot of people are doing that. No. We're going to stay right where it is. Top 5%, top 10%, top 10%, top 5% men. Where do they find their wives when they're average? Well, they do get them. When do they get them? How long they been married? 20, 30 years. So that means they got them early in life. Everything I said was right. But will this black woman say, you know what? I was wrong. I misunderstood. You're right, man. You're right on what you're saying and you're right by what you do. Nope. Gigi out in New York, who does not do this for a living and has no dog in this fight, because ask her, what does your husband think? She ain't married. And she knows why she ain't married, because of this shit right here. That's why I did this. This is what's in your ear all the time. This is why so many black women are jacked up, because the women like this in your ear all the time, telling you that these men don't know nothing. But I asked a very simple question. If there's a woman over there trying to have this outcome, is what you're telling her going to be more helpful, or what am I telling her going to be more helpful? She is willing to drive you in a ditch to be right. That's what this woman is willing to do. Willing to drive you into a ditch just in order to be right, to prove a point she ain't even willing to bank on. Sorry. Got no time for that. I'm serious. But I'll let you go ahead and say your final words as long as it's respectful.
My final word is just this. Can you hear me? My final word to the ladies out there: if you are a 5, 6, or 7, you can
Get off my phone. See that? You see that? She was still willing to, even after that, even after I called her out, even after people said what they said in the chat room, she was going to die with the lie. You were going to die with the lie. So my question is this. You're too old to be acting like this. Black women. You middle-aged black women. You're too old to be acting like this. When are you going to stop? When are you going to give up? When are you just going to throw in the towel? Throw in the goddamn towel. When? When are you going to sit your ass down somewhere and settle down like nature planned it for you and spend the little bit of the life you have left trying to be happy? Or are you going to be combative and die alone? Who's going to show up to your funeral? Who's going to come to your single, unmarried, no child funeral? Who's going to take off, fly across the country, and come watch your single self get buried? It's at that terms. Because, see, at least men will go out into their quiet good night. When you tell this to men, they be like, fucking, I'll die alone. Yeah, men will do that. Well, at least die with dignity. But either sides of those extremes, though, at least the guys will go on into that good night by themselves. These y'all gonna go kicking, screaming. Drago says, if she dies, she dies. There you go. What's it gonna take? At what age are you gonna give in? Here's the thing. Middle-aged women. What age you gonna give in? It's time to give in. It's time to give up. Time to give in. Brad ain't coming. Waldo ain't around. You're not going to get no $300,000 a year dude. You don't qualify for him. You ain't going to get no $100,000 a year dude. You ain't been that fine in a long time. You probably get a dude, $60,000 to $80,000 a year with issues. Yep, because that's about what you got. That's all you're going to get. A $60,000 to $80,000 a year solid dude. Solid dude. He's got issues. You got issues. What? Go ahead. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm 38 years old and I'm holding out. Why? The men you holding out for, guys my age, only will have sex with you. We're going to marry the 26-year-old. We're going to get our Marcus Houston on. Oh, yes. We're going to talk about that, too. We're going to get our shout out to Alan Roger Curry. We skip y'all's ass going right on over to the 20-somethings. Oh, yeah. You 30-year-olds, you're done with the Henrys, with the high-value men. And why are you saying that, Kevin? Because you would have a better life if you go ahead and start moving like you're done with those guys. like they don't exist to you because you don't exist to them. You'd be better off if you're my client. Just come on. If you're just my client, I'm telling you. All right, sis. You were 6. You were 6. There are a lot of good guys out there who are plumbers, electricians, accountants. You know, they're making like $70 to $90,000. Solid citizens. You know, average looking guys, decent shape. Yeah. A man that'll work with you. Y'all can work out together. Yep. Y'all ain't gonna have kids. You too old. He don't want them. Yep. Now understand, you're gonna have to go make a whole new set of friends because when you come around with him, his name ain't Henry, his name is Harry. When you come around with Harry, your bougie single AF girlfriend's gonna be like, girl, what you doing with him? Weren't you third in the rotation on Kareem's list? Yeah. And weren't you getting that BBC the BJC like every other Tuesday? Yeah. And you coming in here with him? Yeah, because I got tired of, getting the BJC just every third Tuesday. And, it was cool, but it just wasn't going nowhere. And Kareem told me that no in hell, he ain't gonna even take me out to get a baseball stake. So he wasn't going to change, girl. So I met Harry, and Harry stepped to me like a G. And he actually, he's a good dude, And I mean, I looked in the mirror again and I'm like, I'm cute, but I wasn't what I thought I was. Because if I would, I should have closed. I mean, I got real with myself, girl. I didn't settle for Harry. Harry saved me. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Mmm. 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 That's right. I said it.
So I think Harry and Henry should be like G, and he's actually, a good dude. I mean, look in the mirror.
You ain't settling for Harry. Harry is saving you. Think I'm wrong? Do not type. You cannot type in all caps. See, you gotta get rid of your friends because your friends will keep you running around on Kareem until Kareem got tired of you. Harry slide on by you, and then Kim would end up getting with Harry because Kim's like, shh, I've been looking for a life preserver and I got a whole lifeboat. Woo, thank you, Jesus, for sending me a whole lifeboat named Harry. And all he needs is a feminine, beautiful, inspirational, cooperative, submissive woman to break him off something proper like. And he wants me, what? Massage your temples, rub your shoulders. That's it? Cook? And you gonna make sure I don't die alone. You mean when there's a bump in the night, you'll actually get up? So when my car needs to have the oil changed, I'll never have to worry about that again because that'll be done. So I don't have to have, Ernesto and them come by and cut the yard anymore. You gonna take care of that too? And I just got to make you some chicken every now and then. Oh, and I just got to give you, because I'm already gonna get. Oh, well, you know what? When I was 18, 19, and that didn't make me as wet, but damn, that's making me pretty goddamn wet right now. Oh, yes. Thank you, Harry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You will never regret saving me, sir. You will never regret it. I will be the most loyal, cooperative, devoted wife ever. You will never, ever have to worry about anything. Divorce? What? Divorce you? What? No, 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 no. Till death do us part. I'm going to have to die before I leave you. Even though I know you typically die before us. This is it. We only got about 20 or 30 more of these left. So I'm going to go. So, matching his and her tombstones. Yes, that's us. Yeah, now, of course, we're going to make get one of them old-timey pictures where Ma and Pa Kettle stand up there with the pitchfork because I'm not the finest and you aren't. But years ago, we'd have been settled down. I don't know. You was tripping in your 20s and 30s too. So was I. Woo! Thank God. You had, your boat was in my sea. Yes. Thank you for saving me. Yes, appreciate it. Hey, Brenda, how you doing? No, I can't go out on a girls' trip to Italy. Why? Cause I'll be with my husband. Harry? Yes, Harry. Oh, I'm not gonna let you talk about my husband like that. Yeah. He may not be this jawline dude you flying all the way to another continent for. So you gonna try to talk about my short, ugly little husband when you going around to be somebody's pocket coochie? So is Valentino, is he gonna marry you? Oh, okay. All right. You just gonna put another notch on your belt, and you're gonna pay for the honor to get plowed through. That's what's up? Then you're gonna have another story about some more sex you done had, and then right. There's gonna be $7,500 more dollars you done spent that you already don't have, and put it on a credit card, right? And you still ain't no closer to finding nobody to live the rest of your life with. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm the fool. I'm the fool because I got an average looking husband who has a job and gets oil changed. You're right. I'm a crazy, silly pick me broad. Yeah, well, you have a good time on your flight now. Hey, baby, I gotta go. What you want? What you want? Throw in the damn towel. What you want? You too old to be acting like this. Getting flued out. I know, they're getting flued out. They ain't getting flued out, they fluted out. They ain't getting flued out. I dare you. Somebody come tell me I'm wrong. Eddie. Who is this? Somebody. I don't date. I don't date black men most Don. Okay. Kelly, call in. Call in. I dare you. All these hot 30 single ass, but they could be married. Go ahead. I mean, you ain't finding it in Vivica, and Vivica and them gonna have to fly over to Italy to trick. You look better than Claudia, Lisa, Vivica, and what's the other one? Somebody give me the other one. What was the other Stygian witch? Claudia, Vivica, Lisa. What was the other one? You don't look better than them. You don't have a higher profile than them. And they're flying over to Italy. They're not going over there for a black Italian man. Are they? Leonardo Jenkins. They're not going over there for him. African scientist. I'm on Zoom. Selena Johnson. Okay. All right, African scientists, I'll get to you in a minute. I'll give you a second. Go. I'll give you a second. Hello?
Hello, Kev.
Okay, you got YouTube going on in the background.
Yeah, I'm shutting it down right now. Okay.
Can you hear me, brother? What do you got for me?
Man, I first want to thank you for the work that you're doing, man. You are doing God's work, and I can't believe you're doing it for free. So I think we should start there first, because it's very difficult to talk our women out here. I'm personally an young black male. I'm 27. I just turned 27 the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Born and raised in Africa, in an African country. Came here for my school and work. And the difference in African women and American women is quite huge. It's unbelievable, really, to be able to even talk to them so they can listen and build. But I'm really not here to bash anyone. That is your job to kind of work and give
Now
them
you're a
good advice.
younger guy. Do you have anything on the subject?
Yes,
What's up?
my position on the subject is exactly what you're saying. I
What's that?
mean, what is you should behave, at least that's what my parent taught me, that you should always behave like you are 3 years older. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for example, right now I'm 27, but I will have to add 3 years to that, which is 30, and behave like a 30-year-old man.
Right.
That was the advice that I got growing up.
Is
So
your
you should
father
always,
still alive?
my father's still alive, still in my life.
Okay. And you have any brothers?
I have four brothers.
Oh, cool. So it's five of y'all.
Yes, no, four brothers and
Okay.
four brothers and four sisters.
Whole lot of y'all. God dang.
African family. You would
Instant
imagine.
gratuity every restaurant y'all go to. So I'll just say this. You're still a younger man. But
Yes.
guys 13 are looking at you. Don't let them down. My generation, Generation X, we had the ball literally kicked out of our hands. But so we still have a responsibility. Just keep it paying forward. Remember, whatever you're doing, that it show that work. And those guys younger than you cannot get them to do what you want them to do just because you're older. Even though you got that kind of respect for your father, you got to lead with that work. Cool.
Perfect.
Appreciate it.
I actually opened a group chat
Uh-huh.
for all my nephew and them. Just
Okay.
opened a group chat and told them, if you have an issue and you don't want to speak, in the family group chat, private,
There
just
you
hit
go,
me up
man.
here. I'll help you out.
Wait.
But also, before you go, please, just one question.
Okay.
I'm always trying to grow. So as a young man, like myself, pretty good, decent money, over 120K.
Okay.
I'm an engineer. I make over 120K.
Okay.
5'9", 175 pounds.
Okay.
What exactly do you think I should keep going, or at least focus on to grow? Because by the age of 30, I expect to, at least maybe go back home to Africa, get a
How are your
wife.
how are your soft skills? Your interpersonal
Mm,
communication skills. How are your networking skills? Do you have outside of your family? Do you have a broad network of contacts?
I do have I would say not broad, I would say
Well, then
about average.
that's no. Then that's the problem.
Okay.
It's the second family. The first family is the one you're born into. The second family is the one you choose. And one of the major reasons why we as black men don't get as far is because we either we don't have a family or we've spent too much time with family and we do not build a broad network. Get that LinkedIn list up to over 500 connections. Max out your Facebook. Actually have a contact strategy where you're actually reaching out to X number of people every week, where you're interfacing phone call, email, text message. Because today, somebody getting a phone call from you or a text message unexpected goes a long
Mhm.
way. Powerful men have powerful networks. Got it?
Perfect. I got
You
it.
normally would have to pay me for that one, but since you got such a big family and you're respectful, you get that one from your godfather for free. Appreciate it, fam.
Appreciate it. Thank you
Thanks.
so
Bye-bye.
much for your
Bye-bye.
advice.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's a good tactic, guys. Remember, build that network. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, you wanna be the man. You want to be the man. If you watch me on Instagram, I don't say follow me on Instagram for these kind of tips for free. But if you follow me on Instagram, where I go, I walk into a place there. Hey, how you doing? People are smiling. Your regular table. People automatically think you own the place or you're somebody. Hey man, build a broad network. You can be an introvert and have a broad network. So knock it off. You don't have to have the gift of gab to have a broad network. All right. What's the call-in number? There it is. Here it is. The thing is this. We're too old to be acting this way. We really are. And we got more life behind us than in front of us. If you're over middle age, guess what? That means your life is nearly halfway over. The numbers aren't on your side. Black man, 69 is around the corner for me. It's around the corner for you too if you are over 35. Numbers ain't on your side. Are you acting like you have less life than you've already lived? God damn. Are you acting like you have less life than you've already lived? If not, why? Don't wait till you're 60 years old and be like, well, I'm going to get it together. Don't wait till you are, and I don't mean any disrespect, ma'am. I really don't. I'm not even going to say it. I had a woman that was in her late 60s, 70s talking about she's still looking, getting herself together. And in 2 years, she'd love to find a provider male. Late 60s, 70s, talking about in 2 years, she'd like to find a provider male. I'm like, do you know what the average black man is dead. The average black man your age is dead. We don't make it to your age and you want to wait 2 more years before. Come on, man. And see, youngers. If I were a younger man, if I were to interact with older guys that I had no respect for, or didn't have work to show, if they just wanted to tell me that I had to follow them or I need to listen to them, I wouldn't argue. Arguing hurts you because it especially what's the game? You're not going to win, and if you win, you lose. I'm gonna say, younger men, you need to find. It is your job to find men that you can respect to learn from. I don't know where you guys got this notion that your father or like knowledge from older men need to come seek you out to mentor to you. No, you need to go through a pilgrimage of life to find somebody. You ever watch Kung Fu movies? Part of the hero's quest, he always goes from this village and he has to walk across the country, up the hill, over the mountain, and up in the tree to go find the old Kung Fu master and get the old Kung Fu master to teach him. And the Kung Fu master says, no, no, no. And he has to prove his loyalty and his desire to want to learn. Then the Kung Fu master, you've seen that, right? Well, yes. Well, the way he started out is there was something he needed. If the man who raised you was the father that you needed, oftentimes he isn't, and that's not his fault. We are who we are. No one's perfect. When you become a parent, you'll realize that this shit comes with no rule books. People do the best they can. But you have a family you were born into, and then the next one. Go find the men you need to help you. Because the way we end up fooked up as a culture, is the older men and the older women are not acting like we got any damn sense. We should have been somewhere off together, settled down by now, and building vertically. How about that? I'm in there too. But now what? Especially an older woman. Look, lady. You mid-30s women, you mid-30s who are like this, think you're like a 7 or an 8. Let me tell you something. Just because you look in the mirror, like, let's shout out to April Mason. April Mason is a good-looking sister, but she's not 25. She may look young, but she's not. When shit starts to fall apart, it falls apart. I want to see more of the people in the mushy middle, the 5s, 6s, and 7s. I would love to get a Christmas card from y'all saying, you know what? I hated your guts when I heard your arrogant ass talking all that shit. But then I thought about it. And next thing you know, boom to boom to boom. And now Me and me and Harry have been married for 3 months, and because I'm gonna tell you, my non-black clients, I have more. Oh, let's talk about it. I have more non-black clients. I have more white males who I have met as clients who are not attractive guys, goofy guys, dorky guys. Carlton would be like, God damn, you're lame. Oh boy. And if they could end up, woo, yeah. Very few people are really better off by themselves. You may be by yourself, but very few people are generally happy by themselves. What are you going to do? Too old to be acting this way. You should have matured by now and got some social skills. Because you damn sure don't want to go out this way. But anywho, that was fun. That was fun. They can always read his self-help books. But here's the thing. I don't think those aren't going to help. I think there's another level of help coming. I think that everything has its cycles. There was a time where, shout out to Derek Jackson and Steve Harvey and those guys that kind of self-help. But but the temperature's changing. That was for Generation X and late millennials. Early millennials and zennials, they ain't trying to hear all that. They're trying to hear much more of this direct kind of, well, all right, because they're trying to get a real outcome. And shit. All right, let's see what Sally gonna tell me what the hell I got wrong. Sally say Sally say some people don't like the way Sally walk. What's going on, Sally? 1, 2, 3, 4, come in. Boy, that's an old song from a group called Stetsasonic. Look it up. 90% of, yeah, okay. Yeah, you keep on believing that. Who says that's craziness? Somebody, 90% of these folks that I don't do get a nice white woman, a brother. What's going on, Sally?
Hello?
Sally.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to talk to you.
Hello. How are you?
Hi. Good. Thank you.
What's going on?
Oh, I just called in. I've been listening the last 2 nights.
Okay.
Actually just called in, so I didn't
What am I
hear
wrong
the
about?
beginning. Actually didn't hear the beginning of the show at all.
What part did you hear?
I just joined in right now and decided to call.
So what made you start watching my show?
I'm interested in what you have to say and your honesty.
Okay. Honesty in regards to relationships or human interaction, what?
Yes, everything, all of the above. I really appreciate honesty in general.
How old are you?
I'm gonna be 32 in September.
Really? You sound pretty young. Are you married? Are you married?
No.
You looking to get married?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
I hope so.
All right, let's talk about it. What part of the country are you in?
I'm in Southern California.
Southern California. That doesn't surprise me. Okay, you've been watching my show. Did you go to college?
I did.
Where'd you go to school for?
I'm an optometrist.
Optometrist. Do you own your own business?
I do not.
Sally's Opticians is where I get my eyeglasses. I'm serious. That's Sally. I'm holding glasses now. Seriously.
Oh, perfect.
Sally's
I thought
Opticians.
it was the only Sally in optical.
Well, no, there are a lot of them. And so you're an optometrist. I always ask this question: height, weight, and dress size.
Yeah, I'm pretty petite. I'm about 5'2". Dress size is 2.
Okay.
And I'm about 115 pounds.
All right. You black?
No, I'm Hispanic background.
Okay. And what kind of husband are you looking for? Do you want to have children?
Yes.
How many?
2 or 3.
Two or three. And here's the part that you got to be really honest with me about. Okay.
Okay.
Once you get married, and as soon as when you find out you're pregnant, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills?
No.
All right. Thank you for being honest. All right.
Yes.
So if you want to have 2 kids, I'm assuming you want to live the typical middle class life, have a nice car. Do you want to homeschool, put kids through college? I mean, it takes quite a bit of money to fund that kind of lifestyle. So if a guy, and so say Southern California, talking about $700,000 a year, which is not uncommon. What do you bring to the table to get a man on that, to make that kind of income?
I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm not sure how to market myself, I guess, in that area.
Okay.
I never really.
Were you raised by mom and dad?
Yes.
And how long were they married?
They're still together. So it's about 30 years.
Okay. And you're 32.
Yes.
Have you ever been proposed to?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you had to rank yourself on the scale of 1 to 10, and there's no 7.
Okay.
What would you rank yourself?
I would say I'm pretty, like, just slightly above average, like between a 6 and 7. Between 7 on a good day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in Southern California. All right. So, what was the last relationship you had?
It was about 2 years ago.
2 years. And how long was it?
Yeah.
Also
about 2 years.
Okay. And if I were to ask him, why didn't he out? Did he ask? He never asked you to marry. You're not being proposed to. If I were to ask him why the relationship ended, what would he tell me?
He'd probably say because I moved for work.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I gotta ask, why be in a relationship for 2 years?
Yeah. That was my mistake. I wish I would have been taking dating a little more seriously at that time.
Well, what did your dad have to say about it?
My dad? He's not too happy about the whole situation in terms of he's tried to give me advice to be more selective and wise, and I need to hear him out a little bit more.
So if I ask Dad, I say, "Hey, Dad, Mr. Sally, what's going on with daughter? Why is this seemingly nice-sounding, pleasant woman not married by 32? What do you think he'd tell me?"
He'd probably say I probably didn't pick the best guys to date this
Well, what kind of guys did you pick?
I think I was aiming myself to have distractions from like work and school. So
that's codename Bad Boy.
Yes.
Yeah, codename Bad Boy. Yeah.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Codename Bad. Yeah. So you sound like the Pollyanna Hispanic. Hi, Southern California. Then you totally went with the biker tattoo Harley, coke snorting. Yeah. That guy. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. So now ask yourself a question. You're a smart woman, right?
I would believe
to be an optometrist, you can't be a dummy.
No.
What would a guy who's making the kind of money you would want your husband to make want with a wife who was dating guys like that?
Yeah.
That's going to be a question you're going to have to answer.
Okay.
Because these guys aren't dummies. I mean, you don't have to be a model fine. I mean, but these guys are going to ask, because here's the thing. If you're an attractive woman over 30 and you sound feminine, but the guys are going to say, what's wrong? And,
yes.
And have you gone to any actual actual counseling?
No.
Well,
I have not.
That would be a good place to start to understand why. Because I'm assuming your dad wasn't a bad boy like the bad boys you like to date.
Not at all.
Okay, so if you had a good role model, to understand why you self-sabotage would be a good place to start from.
Okay.
That's what I would recommend, because if you're serious, I mean, you have a short window of 35
Right.
with high risk pregnancy. You're in California where there's a lot of people, a lot of
Yes.
attractive people, but getting a first or second date is cool, but you don't want to be a lifelong side chick,
Right.
to where you have sex a couple, 3 times and then you're out of there.
Right.
But you're going to have to do some proactive work, meaning, let's say if you did it the way I just said, let's say you made this phone call and you had been in with a counselor working with somebody for 6 months, 8 months. You could at least say, well, yeah, I had a track record of dating bad boys. You could have just been direct instead of saying I didn't make the best choice or whatever, and then rely on my professional empathic belief. I had to kind of pull it out of you.
Right.
But when you're actually doing the work, say, yeah, I had a history of dating real losers and jerks, but that's because I was dealing with some so-and-so and so-and-so. But I've actually been working with a therapist, and I'm getting that taken care of. That's at least a little bit more proactive. And here's the thing. What's the downside of doing that, even if you never find this dream guy?
Okay.
What's the downside of actually getting your head together and living a happier life?
That's right. Yeah, there's no downside at all.
Right. And the last thing I'll leave you with is you attract what you are. So you want, maybe you got it on the outside, you feel great, but on the inside, maybe you felt like that's what you deserve. I'm not a licensed clinical professional. So I'm going to leave it at that level, but it's always good to do that work. And then after that, after you start doing that, then start getting out. Do you actively socialize?
Not right now, actually.
Or prior to COVID, did you actively socialize?
I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I was probably 2 or 3 on the social scale.
Sally, guess what? No guy goes, hello, who is it? Husband. That's not how it happens, boo.
Okay.
You got to get up. You got to be, if you want to get picked, you got to be on the shelf.
Okay.
The therapist is always good. And then I always recommend women working with image consultants and matchmakers. If you're an average looking woman, as an image consultant, I would tell you, average looking women can win if you actually present yourself in a better way. And then a matchmaker, go ahead and book in that. So therapist, image consultant, matchmaker. That sounds like a woman who's serious about getting something done, not just sitting home, Netflix and chilling and going and pull out the rabbit or the bullet and taking care of it herself. Yeah, I went there. I said it. Bye, Sally.
Bye. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I said it. Hey, Ariel. How are you? Wasn't that the Little Mermaid or something? Ariel? I can hear you. Say something. Yeah, she was polite. What's going on, Ariel?
Hi, how are you?
I am well.
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I did. What did I get wrong?
I don't think you got anything wrong. I was hoping you could help me out.
If you could do me a favor. The YouTube channel, do you have that on?
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead and close that YouTube window.
Okay, hold on.
All right. Do. No. Cute name. Yeah, we need cute names. Go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
1 second.
All right. You got all that noise in the back.
Okay,
What's going on? Yeah, I can.
Okay, so
what do you need my
I just
help
want
with?
you to help me out. I feel like I've kind of gotten into the feminist propaganda growing up. So I'm trying to get all of that out of my head so I can find myself a husband.
Okay. All right. Feminist propaganda. So were you raised by mom and dad?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 27.
27. You're in murderer's row right now. It's like, ooh, got to get it done. And what part of the country are you in?
Say it again.
What part of the country are you in?
So I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
All right, all right. And do you want to have children?
I do.
How
I want a
many?
pretty big family.
Pretty big. How many is pretty big?
Like 4 or 5. I
Four.
grew up with 3 brothers and 1 sister, so
All
I
right.
like big families.
Do you want to be a stay-at-home wife or do you want to actually work?
Yes, so I want to be a stay-at-home wife. I don't have any kids right now or anything. I kind of just been working on my business for the past like 6 years, so I actually have my own business
What kind of
at
business are you
home
in?
now. So
What kind of
I
business?
wouldn't mind staying at home and working from home.
Okay, what kind of business?
I'm a fashion designer.
Huh. There you go. You actually make clothes?
Yes, I
Okay.
make like gowns.
Cool. Profitable business. You can get it. All right. So, what led you into this? Okay, who runs the house between mom and dad? Who made the final decision?
My dad. My mom was actually a homemaker. And
Then how the hell did you get into feminist propaganda?
so I actually
I am
I don't
woman,
know,
hear me roar. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so I don't know. I've always just loved designing and being a designer. So like, wanting to own my own business and work was something that, always drove me. So when my mom quit her job after having me and just wanted to stay at home, I was always like, Mom, why don't you want to get a job? Like, why don't you want to help me build? And she was
I get it. You didn't see what mom did as like work. That's what
Sorry, I
happened.
can barely hear you.
I said you didn't see what mom did as like work, or like a lot of the women in the baby boom generation didn't see what women in the silent generation did as work. I get it. Mom was a homemaker. You're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And entrepreneurialism, especially among black women in Atlanta, does equate to feminism a lot of times. All right. So you're 27 years old. Are you in a sorority?
Yes, I am.
Which one?
I'm an AKA.
Ski-wee. So you're like prototypical.
Is there any way you can turn your volume up? I can barely hear you.
Yeah. Let me see. You should be able to hear me, but let me make sure. Okay, my volume is up. On Zoom, do you have the Zoom on speaker?
Let me see.
Do you have a head, like an
There it
earpiece?
goes. Okay.
You got
I can
it?
hear you a lot better.
All right. So, mom was a homemaker. So, did you ever ask mom how she got dad?
That's a great question. They actually met at church.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was really pretty sheltered. Actually, I grew up Seventh-day Adventist.
Okay.
They met at church. And
Okay.
then, yeah.
Do you go to church?
I do now. I kind of, when I moved away from home, because I'm actually from Seattle, Washington. So when I moved away from home, I kind of stopped going for a while. Got caught up in Atlanta.
Right.
I kind of got back more into myself.
All right. I'm going to
to
say so your family's from the West Coast?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to say this just because of the city. Atlanta is known for a very an abnormally high STD rate.
Yes,
Just,
I've heard. I know.
just as a new resident, I would tell you, just want to make sure you have a clean bill of health.
Yes.
That's
I've actually been here for 3 years now in Atlanta. But actually, I haven't dated anybody this whole year.
Okay.
So I'm just
cool.
I'm really.
So how active are you? How active are you socially?
I try to stay socially active, but since I'm a fashion designer, I go to a lot of like fashion shows and things more in that realm. So
yeah, I know. Well, I'm in a similar business, and then there's a bunch of women and gay guys.
Yes, exactly.
I know. I feel like I know. So I walk in there after they realize he's not gay. It's like, hey, how you doing? Okay, so you want to stay at home. So you can actually work from home and actually have revenue coming in. But let me ask the $64,000 question. Okay. I know what you do and I know what you want. What does Blake Henry get from you? for being his wife? You gotta. So this is what you call your sales pitch.
Okay.
How are you selling yourself to the market?
I'm definitely feminine. I love dressing up every day. Every day I go out, I wear heels. Dresses is a norm for me. Beautiful. I definitely keep up my looks, my mannerisms. Learning more how to cook. I don't really cook that much, but that's something I definitely would do for my husband.
Let me stop right there.
Yes.
There. You gotta cook. If you want a big, let me explain why. Practically. Okay. You want 3 children or so, right?
Yes.
Boys and girls. What's your dream mix of kids?
My mix would be like 2 boys, 2 girls.
2 boys, 2 girls. So you want to have 2 boys and 2 little AKAs in training.
Yes.
You mean to tell me you want somebody to prepare the food that's going to grow them into adulthood?
No, I wouldn't say that.
That's why that's why you have to learn how to cook for your children, and your husband gets it as a benefit. But cooking is one of the ways in which you really can show love to your children and your husband. Plus, you can control all the stuff. You're in good shape. All this processed stuff going on, trust me, keeps the food bill down, everything else. Besides, you know how many women can't cook these days. You don't have to become a chef. Just learn how to do more than shake and bake. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Learn how to do some basic stuff. Right over here at Lenox Mall, I've been in 6 different cooking classes over there. All right, so you're feminine, this, that. If I had to ask what's the longest relationship you've ever been in?
Like a year and a half.
Okay. And how long ago was that?
That was in college. So maybe like 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah, I've definitely been married to my business.
Okay, all right. And so if I asked, and you say your age again, 27. 27. Yes. So if I asked your ex, what kind of girlfriend you were, what would he tell me?
I definitely think he would say I was a great girlfriend. Maybe I just am too busy.
Okay.
Like I work a lot.
Okay.
And so sometimes that can be intimidating for men that I used to date.
Okay.
Because, my business was getting
so
better.
let me put a tag right here. Ladies, this is called the exit interview. I suggest a lot of you, if you're cool with your ex, really truly are cool, you're not still hooking up. You got some distance. Go out and ask them what kind of girlfriend you were, and you might be surprised. That's for the audience. But this was years ago in college. So you've been focusing on your business. Okay.
Yeah.
How's that going to?
I fell prey to like the hookup culture.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So.
All right. So, how is that transition? Well, let me ask you this. Has your business become really successful? Are you doing really well? Or are you still trying to break your way in? Where are you at?
I'm doing pretty well. Corona kind of set me back a little bit, but it's definitely to where I want it to be.
Okay. So, meeting a man on the kind of level here in Atlanta, there are a lot of us. There are a lot of these guys. But the question is going to become, how do you get on his program? Because it sounds like you're used to having your own program, not following a man's program.
Right.
So, are you in my group, the mix?
Yes,
okay.
I am.
Hang out in there because I'm starting to find a lot more younger women asking these questions. But see, that's the questions you're going to have to ask yourself. One, you already have the picture of yourself together, but how are you going to be a helpmeet to the man that would eventually put you in the position to get the things you say you want? And believe it or not, that cooking thing, it's not just about the food. It's what it says. Do you have a history of, let's say your ex-boyfriend, did you wash his clothes?
Nope. A few times.
Nope. Nope, you didn't wash his clothes. You washed it. You washed his clothes when you were going to do yours. So, what history do you have of? Yeah, I'm going to use it. What history do you have of serving a man?
I used to cook for my ex-boyfriend. I did.
Okay,
A little bit.
but serving. I mean, cooking. See, a lot of times when, especially with black women today, when they cook, it's more about them. So it's like, hey, I'm going to cook for you, and you cook salmon and whatever, and then you'll serve that, and they're like, it's a production. But then if it's just 2-piece Tuesdays, are you still serving your man? See, that's the kind of thing that makes the difference between a woman who's really truly cooperative and submissive and feminine versus it's a little bit more for show. Have you ever hung around a lot of women from other cultures, like say women from Mexico, women from China? And when you
they know how to cook.
But you were and where'd you go to college?
Washington State.
So when you were in Washington, did you ever hang out with any non-black women and see how those other cultures moved while you're on the yard?
Not too. It was mostly black.
Okay.
Friends
So this is
college, but
this is where going to a non-denominational church in Atlanta, even just to visit. See, visiting other cultures and seeing how women move
right.
is a completely different thing, because what you basically told me is a story that we hear often in the black community. That's what happened in the baby boomers and in silent generation. My mother's generation looked at her mother's generation as weak because they were wives and married and all that kind of stuff. They were the last generation that was married for 40, 50 a lifetime. But they all secretly wanted that. They were the first generation to get hit with this third wave or second wave feminism. My mother finally gave up that bullshit at 53, and she's been married at 52 and been married ever since. So there's hope. But she serving a man. There's a lot of things you're going to have to hear about and actually start to incorporate, because you can't wait to get a husband to do it. See, this is where white women, and to a lesser degree, and to a greater degree, Asian women, especially Chinese women, have a lot of women beat, because they like their men, and they actually don't have a problem serving their man or any other man. So let's say I asked you, did you do your boyfriend's laundry? And you said sometimes, and the answer should have been, I did it all the time. Matter of fact, Here's would have been even a better answer. I did his laundry, and then his roommate, I did his laundry too. See, if I said what is the race of the woman that did her boyfriend's laundry and his roommate's laundry, do you think somebody would have said black?
Probably not.
Nope. But then imagine if I said, here's what this woman looks like, and there's a picture of you. Do you think people would be shocked?
Maybe.
No, people will be hella shocked, because they'll be like, a black woman did your laundry and your friend's laundry or your fraternity brother's laundry. Yeah. Okay. It's that kind of mindset, because at the end of the day, you can think about the kind of man you're saying you want to. This is a guy who's going to be working, 12-hour days, 16-hour days, $300,000 a year in corporate America. Or you know what it is to make that kind of money as an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm.
Right.
So there we go.
I'm soaking this in. This is great knowledge.
Yeah. So normally you have to pay for it, but stay in the group. And I would love to, ladies, ask yourself, what would my ex say? Do an exit interview. Yeah, this was good.
Okay.
See you, Ariel.
Thank you so much. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go. Atlanta, baby. Sorry. Let me bounce you out.
Okay.
So, not touching my clothes. Why not? Why is she not touching your clothes? Why do you guys not want these women to touch your clothes? She should touch your clothes. Or even if you have your clothes dry cleaned, she should take them to the dry cleaners. See, when I say that younger women are starting to realize I don't want to be by myself, all right, not making this stuff up. Ben says, my girl is the foreign. I'm not allowed in the kitchen. The first time I dated a woman, I love to cook. Matter of fact, I was raised by a diehard feminist. Yeah, so I cook better. I cooked better than most women that I've dated. I mean, I'm a pretty unique guy in that sense. But the first time I dated somebody who was from a traditional background, I was confused. I wasn't allowed in the kitchen. Weren't allowed. You're in the front with the men. Bring your drinks. Bring your slippers to put on. They have slippers in the house for you to put on. I'm like, pretty freaking incredible, man. And the women were happy to be doing it. And the men were happy to be doing it. The women enjoyed their role. And the men enjoyed their role. We honestly, when it's all said and done, human beings know how to do this. It's just all this other BS that's been put on top of us that kind of holds us up. But anyway, let me round this up. I'm getting tired. So it's past midnight. Bottom line is this. I said it earlier and I say it again. You too old to be acting like this. Brothers, you too old to be acting. It's time to grow up, step into that manhood we always talk about. Okay, you ain't wearing a suit. Well, what's your version of a suit? What's your version of a mask? You ain't wearing a suit on Saturday. You ain't go. Okay, what's your version of this? Okay, you don't want to wear a suit. It can't be jeans, sneakers, and a t-shirt. What's the grown damn man version of what you wear on the weekend? Oh, I'm dressing for comfort. No, men dress for outcomes. We don't dress for comfort. We dress for outcomes. Ladies, it's very simple. Avoid women like the caller. You know, she didn't think she was doing anything bad, and honestly, it's not. If it's just for her, but if that's in your ear, get away from that. If you say you want something different than what she has as an outcome, ask yourself a question: do you want her life? And especially as a younger woman, a lot of these older women are selling you guys on strong, independent, powerful. You don't need da da da. And it sounds sexy. It sounds that. But do any of these women sound like these women who ask yourself a question? The people who give me advice sound happy, not successful. Do they sound happy? I said it again in 2019. This year was the year of the Happy Henry. Hashtag 2020 Happy Henry. Happiness. Is what you're doing going to lead you to an outcome of happiness? If not, you can change it. All right, folks. I have a chance to look in the chat room. I didn't have a chance to look in the chat room. Hope everybody was being cool. Join me in the mix, guys. You know, we didn't have our chance to do this show tonight because I wanted to come over here and take care of this. Tomorrow, we will be having a good time. Remember, tomorrow is hashtag Suit Saturdays. Looking good, smelling good. I tell you, man, brothers. Oh, let me say this. Consider relocating. Why do you live where you live? You may have to move to get what you want. I tell you right now, I don't look at the cost of living as how inexpensive it is. Oklahoma City had a higher cost of living than Atlanta. Because when I walk outside here, I see stuff that I like. When I walked outside there, I love my family. I love being from there, but I did not like it. Go to where there's life, activity. Give yourself a chance to win. All right. Peace out to everybody. We are gone. How long does it take to get approved in the mix? Well, if you've been on the approval, if you applied more than 72 hours ago and you haven't been approved, go back and check to see if you've done everything you're supposed to. Your age, you answered all 4 of the questions. You have an actual profile picture of you. If you don't have those things answered, if you don't have those things, you're not going to get in. I had a time where I was actually sitting back responding to everybody, but I got too many people who weren't following instructions. And what does that tell me? If you can't follow instructions, I don't want you in the group. I ain't asking for much. Follow me on Patreon for streams that you only see there. Monday, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Hit me up on IG, follow me. The videos you will only see there in the frat room. The beautiful thing is, after they're there, they go away over to IGTV. If you have any show ideas, anything like that, hit me up. If you want to learn about my services or whatever I offer, go to bykevinsamuels.com. Emails about business only. No freebies. Peace. We're out.
'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. Nothing can stop